Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got another R8 video. Not my R8, a subscriber's R8. Here. Same colour as mine, but completely standard. You might have seen the community post that I put on with mine and this one side by side, like chalk and cheese. But it won't be for long because we are going to be modifying this car for him. We're going to be fitting a Quicksilver exhaust. Non-valved titanium exhaust. It's going to be loud. A carbon fibre spoiler, go on here, one of the Chinese ones, sort of bolt to the active spoiler. And I mean, we could coding the active spoiler out so it doesn't tip up. And also fitting some new wheels for him. So anyway, on with the video. Let's go. Before we go any further, I'm just going to do a little, I'm going to start the exhaust basically. Just started stripping it, I got carried away. So this is standard exhaust with the valves not working. Basically the valves are sort of open all the time, sport button does nothing. So let's start it.
There's no denying what we want. There's no denying what we want. Playing games, no. There's no denying what we want. There's no denying what we want. Playing games, no. There's no denying what we want. There's no denying what we want. Playing games, no. There's no denying what we want. There's no denying what we want.
This is why it's a good idea to buy new V-band clamps when you fit an exhaust to one of these, because these are both snapped without much pressure on them at all. So luckily, Jim's bought some new ones for us to fit, so good job. So here's the Quicksilver. It's a little bit lost. It looks a little bit lost in the, obviously in the massive heat shield of the original box. So that's the original box. That's the Quicksilver. I've not heard one of these before, and I think this is going to be absolutely ridiculously loud. It's not valved either, so you can't turn it off when you feel like it, like I can do with my Top Gear one. Sometimes when I'm driving to work, I'm like, oh, bit too loud, I want to have a little bit of peace and quiet, so I press the button. But this hasn't got one, so I mean, it's not his daily anyway, it's just a bit of fun for him, so I think he should be all right with it. We'll find out. So anyway, we're going to get this back on now, we're going to get this fitted back onto the car. Okay, so the exhaust is on the car. It's not finished yet, but we've got to start it now because basically we've got to check if the V-bands are sealed. That's the clamps that go between the flexi pipe and the exhaust. So it's easier to do it now than to put it all back together and then find out there's a leak. So I might as well just start it now, and then we can have a little listen to the cold start as well. And I'm going to open the door because I'm sure it's going to deafen me. Right, so we're just about done now. I just thought I'd stop where I am because I've been asked this before. People asking, show us how you do it. If you did want to DIY fit an exhaust to your supercar, a lot of people don't. If you're the type of person that owns a supercar and wants to work on it yourself, I'm going to show you how to do this job. So I'm going to go through it now and just show you where all the bits and bobs are and the nuts and bolts. Okay, so what we're going to start with, we're going to start with where I start. I always start here. So we've got 1, 2. You have to remove these ducts because underneath there's another couple of bolts here. Another one there, another one there. That's not necessary. Another couple under here, and then one there and one there. So that's the under half of it off. So if we come back out, the next thing you're going to want to take out is the arch light. Well, not take out. So we've got one up here, one in here, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 there. Then the arch liner can be pulled forward. You've then got one here and one here with a heat shield. And then you can remove the one bolt from here and one bolt from here, and then that's that side done. Then you move round to the grills. These are a pain in the ass. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. And obviously the same goes for the other side as well with arch lining, etc. You've then, behind your number plate, you've got 2 here. And you're almost ready to take the bumper off then. You can't take the bumper off without taking the upper plinth off. And that has 4 bolts. One here hidden behind that, another one there, and another one there. And then this one's missing a couple, but there should be 2 here. So those ones, one there, one there, one there. Obviously you have to put the active spoiler up to get to these. You can then remove your top plinth, and then there's just 2 left. One there, and then that's it. Your bumper comes off. Then you've just got the crash bar to remove. Really easy, it's just 4 bolts. There's 2 here and 2 up here. Next is next bit, you've got to remove the lights to get to access to all this in here. So remove the lights, so it's underneath here. You can just see them here for adjustment. One there, and there's a 10mm just in, can't quite see it. There he is, just buried in there, like 10mm down there. Thing to remember, if you're doing this on a facelift, it's got another 10mm in this corner. If you're doing it on a pre-facelift, it's a popper. So just bear that in mind. There is another 10mm if you've got a facelift car. Don't try and yank it off because you'll break it. So yeah, little popper in this corner. Once that's all off, you've got your heat shield, but to get to that, you've got to remove the active spoiler. So the active spoiler, really easy. It's just these ones all the way around here, and these little grills come off. Once your active spoiler's out of the way, you then remove the cross beam here. So this has got 3 10mm each side. There's 2 here, and then another one down there somewhere. This is just easier explaining like this. I mean, because of the time lapse, I tried to do this, edit it, so you could keep stopping the time lapse and explaining, but it's just easier just to show you. So this can actually be all left in situ, all the cables. You just got to remove this clip here. Just put a towel, what I normally do is put a towel on top of the intake manifold, and then you can just simply lift this and move it over to here. And that's out the way then. Next thing, you've got to remove the engine bay trims, because you need to get all down in here to get to all this, which is covered. So air filters can stay in. So you undo the air box, the mass airflow sensors, unplug those. It's got, on this one, it's got 4, but if you've got a facelift and it's got a split air box, you've got 8. So, because you've got obviously your tank in the middle. So airbox comes out, and then you can get to your V-bands, which you can see down in there. Top tip, if you're gonna fit an exhaust on one of these, get new V-bands from Audi before you fit your exhaust, because they will break. 100% will break. You saw earlier in the video, they just straight up snapped. So Once that's out of the way, you can do all that, and then the heat shield really is just a few across the top. The main thing with the heat shield is that you've got some, like here, look. You just got to make sure when you're going through it, you're not got anything attached. Just double check everything, because you've got loads and loads of these everywhere, hidden everywhere. One down there. There's just loads of them everywhere. So just make sure you've got all those out. So they kind of run awkwardly behind the light here, and then you've got a small clip just in there. So that's a little clip there, it just comes off. But yeah, as for that, that's it. And then once your heat shield's detached, well, it's not, you don't take the heat shield stays with the exhaust. The front half of the heat shield stays with the exhaust. So your back half stays in the car, and your front half, where it bolts across here, comes off with the exhaust. And once the exhaust is off, it's up to you whether you retain the original heat shield. You don't have to, but I always leave them on just because, just in case. I say that, mine's not on my Top Gear one, I don't think. No, it's not. But anyway, that's my car. Customers' cars, always leave them on, just in case, you never know. So, once that's all off, you can remove the exhaust, and that's it. You've got basically the best way to do it. You can see the top of, yeah, you can see the top of them here. If I tuck that in there, this one here. So you've got to do these from underneath. They're up through here. But once all this is out, there's plenty of access there. There's two 13mm there, two 13mm there. And usually down here, there's a 16 and a 16. I just wind those out. They've got the same brackets as the top. It's easier just to wind the 16 out and just pull the exhaust out. And that's that. So hopefully that's given you a bit of an idea how to do it. It's just, like I say, just make sure when you're going through it, you're definitely sure you've undone everything. If it doesn't feel like it's coming off, don't pull it off. It's probably because it's still attached somewhere. So don't go breaking anything. Right, okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to get this outside and I'm going to give it a wash. And the reason why we haven't washed it first is, normally I would, but wasn't really necessary on this. This is ceramic coated, so all the paint's protected anyway, so normally I'd wash them, but this one has ceramic on it. So let's get it outside, give it a wash, and then we can move on to the spoiler. Oh man, I think I need me some ceramic coating. Not only was that really easy to wash, it's just immaculate. Like the paint is just, it looks so much deeper than mine. Can't see from there, but yeah, the paint is just so nice. Well, I don't know yet. I was thinking about wrapping mine, so might not get it ceramic coated just yet. Right, anyway, it's time for a road test. We're going to hear what this Quicksilver sounds like on the road. Oh, this is going to be super fun. It sounds like it's got no exhaust on it. Oh, well, rather you than me. Right, here we are. Quicksilver titanium exhaust test on the V8. I might have to dub this. You might not be able to hear me. Right, what I'm going to do first, I'm just going to do a normal drive, as if I'm just driving. I'm going to leave it in auto, because this is a R-tronic, and just see how loud it is, and then we'll give it a bit of beans. Could not daily this. Not a chance. Like I say, with the Top Gear one and the every valved exhaust, it's nice just to have that little bit of, you know, if you want a bit of peace and quiet, you can have it. But this thing, this is just normal driving. windows up. That's a bit more bearable. Right, give us some beans. It is really loud, like stupid loud. It sounds completely and utterly different to the Top Gear one. I mean, absolutely, hands down, the best sounding exhaust. I mean, they have done a brilliant job of making that exhaust sound the way it sounds. It sounds absolutely insane. That high rasp. I don't know how the hell they've done it, but now driving this, you can really appreciate the noise that the Top Gear one makes. I mean, it's not everyone's cup of tea. Some people want this big droney noise. Yeah, I mean, this is, like I say, the guy Jim, this is his sort of toy. It's not going to be a daily, so he's just going to go out and have a bit of fun in it, which is fine. But I would not want to be doing any long journeys or commutes in this thing, because it really is unbearable. It's got a bit quiet now. I think between 2,000 and 3,000 revs, it's just, your ears are ringing. Yeah, just before 3,000 revs is when it really starts to pierce. Yeah, the noise it makes, it's kind of like, it just sounds like an American V8 now, something like that. But yeah, it's really weird comparing it to the Top Gear. Like, yeah, it's just odd. Like when you rev it up, it doesn't sound like. So weirdly, the Top Gear. I'll keep going on the Top Gear one. This this video is about the Quicksilver, but oh, great street sweeper. Just wash the bloody thing. Lovely. But yeah, I've got to say the Top Gear, amazing. I'm just going to pull over a minute and leave a little bit of a gap here so we can have a little blast again. Alright, let's have a little go with the windows down. I don't think it's so much different if it didn't have an exhaust on it. I mean, it is absolutely ridiculously loud. Yeah. So anyway, back to the workshop. Make an appointment at the hospital to get my ears replaced. Don't know if they do that. Probably do. It is 2022. Anyway, Jesus Christ, I'm doing the windows up. Let's head back to the workshop and we're going to get on with the spoiler. I will apologise to any R-Tronic owners. There is a bit of a knack to driving an R-Tronic, and I've only driven it a couple of times. I drove an R-Tronic for the first time Saturday. Alright, Alec. Yeah, Alec's R-Tronic. So this is the second time me driving R-Tronic, and there is a real knack to it, taking your foot off the accelerator at the right time and shifting and all. Yeah, so much easier driving a manual and better. Sorry, R-Tronic people. So just sat editing this video, and obviously we're back in my R8 now, but it's around about the sweet spot. We're about 20 minutes, so I think I'm going to cut it there, and we're going to do the spoiler one as an entirely different video. Maybe a little how-to. If you want to fit a spoiler to your R8, I'll talk you through it, how it's done, etc, etc. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, hit the like button, and if you're not subscribed, hit subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you like the little talk through bit on how to do it, let me know. If you'd rather not see it, let me know. We're still sort of figuring things out on this channel, so whatever works, let me know. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.
Maybe it's not when the lights are on and there's no